Hey, this is Mike over at OnPoint. Quite frequently we're asked how we manage your projects, and so I thought I'd do a quick video to show you that. In a nutshell, we use two pieces of software for that. We use Salesforce for not only our corporate CRM solution, but also to log and track any instance, any support instance, any deliverable, any project. It serves as one source of the truth for tracking and for our weekly job meetings. We use Smartsheet for more in-depth deeper project management where you've got a larger effort you're tracking. You've got a true work breakdown structure and task management you've got to handle. So with that said, I'll break away here and show you a quick preview of both. So I've got Salesforce opened here to the home page, and you can see if I go across the top on these menu items, it's a very deep, wide, and broad featured set piece of software. We use it for CRM, and it's just great. For project management or task management, I suppose, at an item level, we use something called cases to track what we're doing. So I'm going to go on to one of our accounts is OnPoint Software Consulting, and truthfully, we've used this to track some internal efforts. What we do is we have cases that represent an effort or a project that we're working on, and so here's where we log them. What I really like, for instance, is we're onboarding with Spectrum, and we had open items I was covering. And this is, anymore, and the older I get, if I don't write it down, it disappears. So this is one way I handle that. But one little tip and trick I thought I'd show you is if you were a client, you called me, I could open up a case to see what's going on, and I can clone or copy a case to another instance, and boom, we've got it covered. So you've instantly entered our system, and we're tracking everything from scoping to progress to development to closure on that one item. The other thing I want to show you in Salesforce is if we pop up here to this other open tab, I've got a report opened up here called Open Cases for OnPoint. So if you were Acme Steel, for instance, it'd be Open Cases Acme Steel. So what we do on our Friday meetings is we basically go down the open case list and we make sure they're covered, follow up what open issues are, any correspondence, whatever. What I really like about this, again, I'll show you little tips and tricks, is let's just say that we were working on this subcontract mail merge and I had something I wanted to capture regarding it. I can right click on that guy like any Windows software and say open that puppy in a new tab, and voila, here I have it. I can edit that case, make any correspondence I need to, or follow-up notes, and then close it and pop back over to our sales sheet that we're going through. So that's Salesforce. The other software that we use for deeper engagements and tracking is something called Smartsheet. We've spent a lot of time over the years on a lot of false starts using different software, including Microsoft Project, and I think we've hit the mother lode on this. We have finally found something that's going to work for us, with our goals being simply better communication, you know where your project stands, and reduce email chatter. And as I go through this, I hope I can show you how it might work for you that way as well. So if you look at the screen over on the left, we've got a home tab, a My Projects at OnPoint tab, and an MRAC closing schedule tab. So the two tabs on the right, those are actually active projects. For the My Projects at OnPoint, you can see on the left under Home, we've got the toolbar that we're all used to. How do I copy, print? How can I do formatting? How can I do conditional formatting or dump this out to a calendar? And I'll show you more about that in a bit. And the way Smartsheet is organized is we have columns and rows, and we can identify or define what those columns are. So you can see here I've got like health and progress, whether it's complete. I've got the breakdown of phase and task, when it starts, when it completes, and notes. So as I go up, I'm going to collapse report 2 here, and now we can see what our effort list is. Report 1, report 2, so on and so on. If we're doing upstream reporting to an executive board or some kind of governing body with a larger client, this is a great way to go through a meeting very simply. What's the effort? Report 1, for instance. Over on the left, what's the general health? Green, it's good. What's the progress? Oh, look at that, it's done. All right, report 2, what's going on? Well, that's red, not so good. So we open that up, and we can see that the first line is scope. We can see that that's yellow, we're concerned about it. The progress is partially done, and we've got notes there. And then here's where it really gets good. Over here on the left, you can see where I can attach files. I can add discussions to this item. And I'm going to let it go here. If I right click, way down at the bottom, I can send an update request. How cool is that? I can send that to Joe Smith at our office. Joe gets an email with this line item or a link to this line item being the only thing on that email. He clicks on it, it blasts him in here, it gives me an update response, boom, we know where it's at. So for collaboration and reduction of email, this thing's really been great. So that's our my projects at OnPoint, an example of that. And I'm going to pop over here to this AMRAC closing schedule. Now, this is a good one. I do some help with AMRAC. I'm kind of like a contract controller there. And one thing that we've really made a great effort on, or great progress, is really controlling the closing process so we can get financials out as quickly as possible. So if we look, for instance, at the April financials, we can see what the major tasks of work are. And I've got one labeled red because this is the month where we send tax projections out to the CPA firm because this is a pass-through entity. So it's just a quick indicator to everybody, ooh, we've got to stay on target here. So I've got the whole feature set that I showed you before and more. And then one other thing that I really wanted to show you is if I hit this calendar button, this thing gets exposed in a calendar. And I'm sure you're thinking this now, and the answer is yes. You can promote this out to Outlook and have it as one of your Outlook calendars. So, too cool. So there you have it. I hope this is helpful, and you got a bit of a warm fuzzy about how we manage projects. Don't get me wrong, we make mistakes, and we're always improving like everybody else, but I feel like we're really on target with a couple of tools that we use now. If you ever want to deep dive any of these, I am more than happy to spend some time with you on the phone, and I'll show you more. Maybe you can incorporate them at your business as well. The older I get, the more convinced and sure I am that we're here to help each other, and would gladly do that with you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.